Have you ever found yourself surrounded by people? There's talk, laughter, noise, yet deep inside, you feel an overwhelming emptiness. We're flooded with friends on social media. In daily life, we greet dozens of acquaintances, and still we feel lonely. Why? Because we're not just seeking noise. We're searching for something that touches our soul. Genuine eye contact, honest intentions, and a deep, unspoken connection. But to find such people, we can't just open our arms to everyone. For that, we need a certain power. The power of discernment, the ability to see behind the fake masks. An inner radar that separates those who truly understand us from those who simply want to be seen. This is exactly where Stoic philosophy comes in. It teaches us how to differentiate, how to protect ourselves, and how to build real, meaningful bonds. In this video, I'll show you how the Stoic art of discernment sharpens your emotional clarity and strengthens your inner awareness. And in the end, you'll be the one who decides which relationships deserve a place in your life. If you're tired of empty words and fake connections, and if you want to build real soul-deep relationships, this video is for you. My advice, don't skip through it. Watch till the end, because this might be the moment you start seeing yourself and others differently. If this message speaks to your heart, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share these thoughts with those you value. Because true connections start with a single click and evolve with a single thought. According to Stoic philosophers, every relationship we form in life, whether friendship, love, or business, is not just a source of joy and support. It also brings a burden, a responsibility, and an emotional impact. There's a famous quote from Epictetus: "It's not things themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them." This means that what truly upsets us isn't what someone says or does. It's the meaning we attach to it. Sometimes someone's indifference wounds us deeply because we considered them close. Other times, the same behavior from someone else doesn't affect us at all because we don't value them the same way. In short, every relationship comes with an emotional weight. Some people lift your spirit, others slowly drain you without you even noticing. The Stoics advised, before asking, "Who is this person?" ask, "How does this person affect me?" Because when we choose people, we also carry their emotional worlds with us. Imagine your day went well. You feel motivated and full of energy. But at the end of the day, you talk to someone who is manipulative, self-centered, and constantly complaining. By the time the conversation ends, you feel a little dimmer inside, a little heavier in spirit. That's not random. That's emotional overload. The Stoics urged us to stay alert in situations like these. They would say, look closely at those closest to you, because their identity shapes who you become. Every relationship is either a medicine or a poison. It either heals you or slowly wounds you from within. That's why Stoic thought offers us a key principle. Before letting someone into your life, ask yourself 3 questions. 1. Does this person align with the values I hold dear? 2. Does their presence enrich me spiritually or drain me? 3. How do I feel after interacting with them? Clear, calm, and grounded? Or tired, anxious, and empty? These questions often demand difficult answers. Sometimes the truth about someone you thought you were close to surprises you. But remember, protecting yourself is not selfishness. It's courage. Courage to guard your inner peace. If every encounter with someone leaves a storm inside you, that alone is a powerful enough reason to keep your distance. And sometimes the strongest choice is this: to continue loving someone, but still choose to walk away. Because some relationships may be lovable, but they don't belong in your life. In today's world, many of us make this mistake. We choose people based on emotion. A smile, a kind word, or a little attention can pull us in. A moment of warmth feels like lifelong compatibility. But the Stoics warned, emotions are temporary, values are foundational. We attach too quickly because deep down, we crave connection, understanding, and acceptance, and that craving can blind us. Inside, a voice whispers, don't lose them. This chance may never come again. But Stoic philosophy quiets that voice and says, If a relationship constantly disturbs your peace, it's not right for you. True alignment brings calm. Seneca once said, "A relationship chosen in calm is stronger than one formed in a storm." Excitement, passion, and instant happiness can all lead to poor choices. Someone who seems wonderful now may eventually become the one who drains your energy and undermines your values. That's why the Stoics give us a clear path. Before forming a bond with anyone, ask yourself, do they share my values? For example, if you're honest but they lie often, if you're sincere but they do everything with calculation, then this relationship is bound to crack somewhere down the line. Clashing values create constant tension, and that tension, sooner or later, will erode the relationship. Second question, does their presence lighten my life or make it harder? People are meant to support each other. If they're never there for you, but you're always trying to save them, that's an imbalanced relationship. True love means two people empowering each other, not one carrying the other endlessly. Third question, can I be myself around them? If you constantly feel like you have to perform, prove yourself, or change to be loved, that's not freedom. A real relationship is a space where you can be your true self. If who you are isn't accepted, then you're not truly seen in that relationship. You're just lonely in disguise. When you answer these questions honestly, something inside you may shake. You might realize that someone you thought loved you is actually harming you. You might see that someone you once said, "I can't live without," has long been a burden you've been carrying. But the Stoics said, don't let emotions deceive you. Never forget your worth. Because the feelings someone gives you do not determine their true character. Sometimes you are so valuable that your very presence lights up someone's darkness. But that doesn't mean you're meant to stay. Being a light doesn't mean you must remain. The Stoics teach us, when choosing people, don't be swayed only by beauty, charm, or sweet words. Look for inner alignment and shared values, because beauty fades, status changes, and words can lie. But values, they are the foundation of a person. If you find yourself constantly tired in a relationship, always trying to explain yourself, or slowly losing who you are, that's not love. That's a struggle. And life isn't meant to be a never-ending fight just to keep a relationship alive. Life is about building deep connections with the few people who truly understand you. Those rare souls who give you space to breathe and never ask you to become someone else. The philosopher Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The clearest truths are revealed in silence." This idea sounds simple, but when practiced, it holds incredible power. Because we humans often get deceived by noise, words, and outward charm. But the truth is often hidden in silence. To truly know someone, you don't need to ask endless questions. Sometimes just listening, and more importantly, observing, is enough. Today's world is full of people who talk too much. Everyone is trying to explain themselves, justify themselves, prove themselves. Many speak well, sound wise, and speak of noble values. But as the Stoics said, words are easy, actions are truth. Fake people talk a lot. They have an opinion about everything. They speak to impress, to be seen, to influence. They fix their image to look good to others, but never fix what's inside. Real people are different. They don't always speak much. They don't try to prove themselves. Their presence calms your spirit. You don't feel the need to protect yourself around them, because they're not hiding behind a mask. They're genuine. Their actions match their words. Stoic philosophy teaches us, don't judge people by their words, judge them by their behavior. How do they react when angry? Do they stay by your side during tough times or disappear? Do they celebrate your success or secretly envy it? Do they truly listen or just wait for their turn to speak? You don't need to rush to find answers to these questions. Just be still and observe. Because silence is a mirror that reveals what's inside a person. Anyone can hide who they are for a while, but behavior is the most honest language of all. Imagine someone who keeps saying how kind, loyal, and trustworthy they are, but never shows it through action. In fact, they behave differently around others than they do with you. They're always talking, always promising, but in reality they're distant, shallow and inconsistent. That's when the Stoic approach gives you a choice. Don't believe the words. Watch the silence. Watch the behavior, because a genuine person doesn't try to convince you with talk. They just show up. They make you feel seen. They value you, and you understand this without needing a single word. Some people will charm you with beautiful words, but secretly exhaust you. Others may say nothing, but heal and strengthen you with their presence. The Stoic said, if you want to know someone, don't just look at them. Look at how you feel after spending time with them. If you feel calm around them, that's a good sign. If you feel drained, confused, or tense, that's a red flag, because real connection sets you free. Fake connection traps you inside. There are people in this world who don't say much, but make you feel deeply. To find them, all you need is patience and observation. When you begin to notice the quiet ones who shine without noise, that's when you've truly developed the power of discernment. Many people complain about relationships. They ask, why do I always have problems with people? Or, why do I keep attracting the wrong ones? But the Stoics pointed to a different truth. If you don't have a healthy and deep relationship with yourself, you won't be able to build lasting, genuine connections with others. Epictetus said, he who cannot govern himself cannot find harmony with others. In other words, you must fix your inner world before seeking balance in your outer world. In the complex and delicate realm of human relationships, the most important thing you need is peace with yourself. To know yourself, to love yourself, to sometimes challenge yourself, but above all, to be honest with yourself. Many people don't fully understand their values, their boundaries, or even their needs, and that leaves them confused and vulnerable. Because if you don't value yourself, expecting others to do so is a mistake. Stoic philosophy offers you a path. Start by identifying your values. What's right for you? What's acceptable for you? What truly matters to you? Define your boundaries. What will you tolerate? What is off limits? As you build this bond with yourself, you'll approach relationships differently. You'll stop forming bonds just out of fear of losing someone, and start forming them from a place of strength and self-respect. It means you're no longer desperate to have someone. You can now say, I invite only those who align with my values into my life. And that's a massive difference, because a person who values themselves clearly sees the behavior of others and walks away from relationships that cause harm. This self-connection gives you inner peace, confidence, and freedom. And with that freedom, you can express yourself honestly in any relationship, without needing to change who you are. As Epictetus said, he who lacks inner freedom will never possess outer freedom. So if you don't know yourself, respect yourself and stay true to yourself. Expecting others to do it for you is just an illusion. Success in relationships begins with the strong, honest, and loving relationship you have with yourself. The more you love yourself, the better you choose others. So dear viewer, the most important step on this path is to make peace with yourself. It means respecting yourself, protecting your values, and setting clear boundaries. Only then will you gain the power to choose who enters your life. Seneca, the famous Stoic philosopher, once said, one or two close and strong friends are more valuable than hundreds of superficial acquaintances. Even after centuries, these words still resonate as a profound truth in today's fast-paced, noisy, and shallow world of relationships. Now take a moment to reflect on your life. You may have hundreds of friends on social media, countless followers, and numerous acquaintances. But how do you truly feel? Who is really there for you? Who tries to understand you? Who strengthens you? Often the majority of our connections are superficial. These relationships are light, easily forgotten, and sometimes even harmful. In reality, the human soul craves deep connections. Having a sincere, open relationship based on mutual respect and understanding with just one or two people is far more valuable than having dozens of meaningless connections. These kinds of bonds nourish your spirit and become your support during life's difficult moments. Imagine your closest friend truly listening to you, someone who takes time for you, who genuinely tries to understand you, You accept them with their flaws, and they accept you just the way you are. They celebrate your successes and stand by you in hard times. Such a relationship isn't just a social connection. It's a source of inner strength. It's not just a pleasant bond, but something that holds you up in turbulent times, that feeds your spirit and gives you a safe harbor. The Stoics called such people anchors of life because they inspire you to grow, to evolve, to become better. On the other hand, countless shallow connections only drain you. It's like a whirlpool constantly pulling you into emptiness. In such relationships, people don't want to understand you. They don't really listen. They just use you to meet their own needs. Eventually, you may find yourself feeling lonely, exhausted, and misunderstood. To build deep, meaningful relationships, we first need the ability to choose wisely. This isn't random. Unfortunately, many people enter relationships just because they don't want to be alone. But the Stoics said that the ability to choose a relationship is one of the most important arts, because a relationship touches your inner world, and every touch has the power to change who you are. Just a few sincere friends can enrich your soul and your life. Each one is like a university, a chance to learn, grow, and discover the deeper meaning of life. But countless shallow relationships only waste your energy, your time, and even your hope. Seneca's words offer us this timeless wisdom. What is few but deep is stronger than what is many but shallow, because deep connections keep you from bending, give you strength, inspire you, and bring you inner peace. Strive to build such relationships in your own life. Not every like or acquaintance offers sincerity or value. In truth, the number of meaningful connections you have determines the quality of your life, and quality always outweighs quantity. The real secret of life is not getting lost in the crowd, but standing strong in the few. Stoic philosophy does not view relationships as just an ordinary part of life. Rather, they are seen as a powerful tool for self-growth, for becoming stronger and more independent. Every person, every connection in your life brings energy. Some lift you up, nourish your soul, while others drain you, exhaust you, and weaken your inner world. Take a moment and ask yourself, how do the people in your life affect you? How do their words, their actions, their presence make you feel? Do they wear down your spirit or uplift and energize it? There are people you keep in your life who offer you nothing in return. In fact, they drain your energy and wear out your soul. Stoic philosophy refers to such relationships as a heavy burden. Marcus Aurelius expressed this truth with clarity. If something disturbs your soul, change it or walk away. This principle isn't just Stoic. It's a guiding truth across all wise traditions, because the health of your soul, your inner peace, and your strength are among your most precious treasures. If a relationship exhausts you, makes you feel disrespected, or weakens you, then staying in it becomes an act of self-disrespect. Now pause for a moment and take a careful look at your life. How do the people around you truly affect you? Do they lift you up, nourish your spirit, understand and support you? Or do you feel tired, unworthy, lonely, or even lost in their presence? The answers to these questions matter deeply, because based on them, you can make powerful changes in your life. Often we get stuck thinking, it happened once, there's no changing it. But Stoic philosophy shows us that there is always a choice. Be honest with yourself and your soul. Have the courage to let go of relationships that no longer serve your growth or happiness. Of course, that's not always easy. Sometimes even family, close friends, or long-term relationships can become burdens. But remember, you are not their servant. You are the master of your own life. Walking away from relationships that no longer support you, that weigh you down, is an act of deep respect toward yourself and your inner peace. The Stoics taught us that in relationships, your role is to maintain a balance between giving and receiving. If you are always the one giving while receiving nothing in return, that relationship becomes draining and destructive. But if you're surrounded by people who give you energy, who offer love, understanding, and support, your life becomes more meaningful, deeper, and richer. Make room in your life for these kinds of relationships. People who truly listen to you, who celebrate your wins, who stay by your side on your hardest days, who accept you exactly as you are. These people serve your growth. Their presence makes you freer, stronger, and happier. Remember, the health of your soul and the protection of your inner peace are the most important tasks in life. Letting go of relationships that don't serve that goal is your right, a right that belongs to you. If you feel someone in your life is harming your spirit, see it and have the courage to make a change, because your future begins with that decision. That decision becomes both a boundary and a new beginning. A boundary because it marks the start of your self-respect. A beginning because it opens the door to something better. Everyone walks through life on a journey, and the people who travel with you can either elevate you to the peaks or drag you into the depths. That's why the Stoics said, to learn the art of discernment is to learn how to live, because only when you are aware can you start to choose. You can only decide who walks your path with you, who weakens you, and who gives you strength when you have clarity and awareness. And that choice is the beginning of your freedom. A true relationship brings peace. People who silence you, suffocate you, drain your energy, and leave you feeling incomplete. They are not friends, they are burdens. A true friend is someone who listens without fear when you express yourself, who doesn't get defensive in the face of honesty, who seeks to understand you. A real relationship doesn't exhaust your spirit, it soothes it. If a relationship constantly makes you feel the need to defend, explain, or prove yourself, then that's not where you belong. The Stoic perspective teaches us, not every relationship is meant to be kept. Not everyone deserves your time, energy, and attention. Having a deep connection with a few people is far more powerful than many shallow interactions. As Seneca said, focus not on increasing the number of your friends, but the value of them. You cannot say yes to everything in life, and every yes you say means a no to something else, either to yourself, your time, or your worth. That's why the Stoics reminded us, knowing your worth begins with recognizing how others affect you. If a relationship makes you feel less valuable, if it doesn't lift you up, doesn't hear you, or fails to accept you as you are, that's not just a relationship issue, it's a violation of your soul, and you are under no obligation to continue it. Remember, a few right people are worth far more than many wrong ones, because the right person gives you trust, comfort, the freedom to be yourself, and spiritual strength. After watching this video, remember what the Stoics said, so you won't lose your way when it comes to your choices. Thank you for watching this far. Don't forget to like the video, share it, and subscribe to the channel, because spreading this silent strength spiritually connects us all. And who knows, your single click might open someone else's eyes. See you in the next video.